and the odds of them winning the Super Bowl should go up exponentially. Russ will get booed, and so will Nathaniel Hackett.
Tough start for the Broncos. Nico, give me a bold prediction.
And I'm all in with Bart on this one. I think Jimmy G is going to throw for 3 touchdowns against the Broncos. That's right, 3 touchdowns. Everybody, don't panic. Jimmy G's here. They're going to be fine. They're going to be in the playoffs. They might win a Super Bowl. Guess what, Jimmy G? He's your quarterback.
He'll throw for 3 touchdowns. And even if he only throws for 2, he's so handsome we'll count it as 3. Okay, those are the bold predictions. And it all begins tonight with the old rivals, the Steelers and the Browns on Thursday Night Football. And the big storyline, will this be Mitch Trubisky's final stand? Our football power index likes Cleveland, but slightly. The Browns, a 54% chance to win. That equates to just a 1-point favorite. But, of course, all the questions are about the starting quarterback. Diana, what can you tell us about how long the leash is for Mitch Trubisky with the rookie sitting in wait?
Yeah, Greeny, I need you to pump the brakes a little.
The stress that you brought in this conversation that the Cleveland Browns are going to be facing, and I'm just saying that, hey, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers losing to New England for the umpteenth time, they got some stress to think about too. Like, man, how we keep losing to these dudes? How we keep, no matter what. So you got to play fair with both teams is all I'm saying.
Freddie, do you think the Steelers get back to that physicality type of play with Najee Harris, just punishing it, that O-line holding up? Because like I said it yesterday on the call. I know that Mike Tomlin has had a winning record or at least finished 500 for all of his career.
Right.
I don't know if that's going to happen this year.
I don't dispute that.
When you go through the list of the games, like this, that's why I go to this game for the Browns. It feels like the Browns are the better team top to bottom. Not saying they have a better coach, but at the end of the day, like, if they take away the run game from Najee Harris and their O-line has questions, I don't believe in Mitchell Trubisky like that, even if he is going to have more throw attempts. I don't believe in him.
Keyshawn J. Will and Max, Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, Freddie coming in for Max Kellerman on ESPN Radio and ESPNU. Here's what I'll say to what you just said in terms of Mitch Trubisky. He's not going to have to throw for 307 yards and 4 touchdowns like Joe Flacco did last week. But the Jets did also average over 4.7 yards a carry running the football. They didn't need to run it enough because the secondary and the pass rush wasn't there. You're not asking Mitch Trubisky to go out there and throw for a 300. But if he gets about 225, 230, and the running game gets you a $120, then all of a sudden you can flip that on the Cleveland Browns and do that on the road. It's not about protecting the quarterback. It's how you can make sure you're efficient offensively. At times, Pittsburgh shot themselves in the foot against the Patriots with bad penalties here and setting themselves behind the chains. And to go to Keyshawn's point, you don't have to go on the practice field and draw that. You can go on the board and say, hey, guys, we got to stop committing these kind of plays. If we do that, we got to injure Cleveland defense. Myles Garrett is not going to be 100% if he plays tonight. That secondary is banged up. We saw Joe Flacco and Garrett Wilson did to them last week for the New York Jets. So those kind of things can factor, even though Pittsburgh is going on the road, even though they don't have to go that far from Pittsburgh to Cleveland to play this game tonight.
They still got to get on the plane.
Y'all, man.
Freddie, they still got to get on the plane. They still had look,
Freddie, gonna let you up on that point, man.
They still had to leave a day before.
They're not going from Pittsburgh to L.A. They're going from Pittsburgh to Cleveland.
They still don't matter. They still got to get on the plane.
Get him, Key.
It's not a long ride.
It's travel. Freddie, it's travel.
They're not going on Spirit Airlines.
They still get.
They're going to be comfortable.
They're still getting no. That's not true, Freddie. It's not Spirit Airlines.
Okay.
Everybody think because they go charter that it's some big luxury seats. They on a normal commercial flight that is chartered through whatever airline they're using, and the seats are always about this wide.
But they're not going that far.
The first class seats are giving to the coaches and stuff. And I understand they're not going far, but guess what they are doing? They're being taken out of their routine. Okay? The routine. Because here's what I would say. On Sunday you play. On Monday, you are most likely chilling, and you're off on a Tuesday. But because it's a short week, you adjust your schedule to some degree where you may come in and do a little work on a Monday and a little work on a Tuesday, and you get on the plane on a Wednesday. So it's not like they're traveling at 7 o'clock this morning because kickoff is tonight, and it's a short trip. They still got to leave home. They got to leave their family behind. Their kids are getting dropped off at school by somebody. It's a whole different deal. So all I'm saying is the routine changes. You have to travel. All of that sort of stuff does play a factor in you playing a game.
when you're coached by Mike Tomlin, I'm going to trust he'll make those necessary adjustments. Playing a division game going on the road.
No, of course.
I'm not. I mean, it's definitely what you're saying is 100%.
According to you, they should have just took one of those. What do they call it? Those scooter things that's running around New York City. They should have just took one of those. What do they call those things, man? Jay, you know the young generation, y'all use them.
Oh, now I'm supposed to know. I stay off things with 2 wheels, okay?
Yeah,
Look,
probably.
man.
Hey,
Yeah,
okay.
hey, yeah.
All righty
Prayer
then.
emoji hands. Yeah, give them to me.
All righty then. I give it to you right there.
I'm glad that you said that,
Yes,
Jay.
I'm glad.
Yeah, but
You
yes.
ain't going down that path again.
I do not blame you. By the way, Pittsburgh Steelers former linebacker of the Steelers, Ryan Shazier, will join us here in Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max at 9:30 Eastern Time. Here are our picks on the plus side, the best underdog bets of NFL Week 3. Keyshawn says, hey, Jacksonville +7 versus Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, you should take that. Jay says the Rams, 3.5-point favorite over Arizona. Take Arizona. And tonight's game, Pittsburgh, a 4.5-point road dog at Cleveland. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will wind up covering that when it's all said and done. Switching gears a little bit in the National Football League. A lot of conversation, not just about NFL when it comes to Week 3. And we're going to talk more about NFL Week 3 with a lot of questions going into this week regarding teams and players, et cetera. We're definitely going to do that. But Justin Fields, talk about questions. A lot of people questioning what he had to say the post-game after losing, the Chicago Bears losing the Green Bay Packers on Sunday, saying that, hey, we put in the work, the fans don't put in the work, and I'm clarifying, I'm paraphrasing. He tried to clarify that post-game remark by saying, I respect every fan we have. He was also asked, guys, does losing to this team, meaning Green Bay, does it sting more because of this rivalry, how much Bears fans want to win this game? And his response was, it hurts more in the locker room than for Bears fans. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not putting in any work. They had a chance to clarify that yesterday.
I was mad after the game, and I like to address this now to get everything cleared up. But, there was a thing that I said on Sunday after the game where I said, the fans don't put in work. And when I was, first off, I was frustrated after the game. So, number one, I didn't want to come and talk to you guys. I wasn't in the mood to come and talk to you guys. So, I should have did a better job explaining what I meant by that. But what I meant by that was I'm talking about work regarding the game on Sunday, winning the game. I don't know any fans. I don't know what they're doing in their personal lives, and I respect every fan that we have. I'm, glad that we have fans. So, I would never disrespect, anybody on what they do or what they love to do. And, that was, it came off like that. And, of course, some social media outlets, they, quoted my quote, and, they got a big buzz out of it. So, of course, they did a great job doing that. And, of course, social media is going to do that. But, yeah, I just wanted to clear that up.
What did I tell you, Shannon? What did I tell you, Jay?
That's what we
I
said
said
yesterday.
the young man is coming off the field. Mm-hmm. He's frustrated. And you march him in to talk to the damn media, and he ain't thinking. All he knows. Up in the brain right now because we lose this game, and remarks come out. And yeah, like you said, maybe you should have clarified it or cleaned it up a little bit. But when you get put in front of a microphone right after a game, many wild things can happen. Trust me, I've been there 100 times after a game to a point where it's like, you know what? I learned it early in my career, Freddie, and then I would always have to take a cooling off period. I make their ass sit in there and wait in the media room for me. I wasn't one of the first dudes. After a while, I got to get, what I'm saying, knotted up and everything, get fresh. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to calm down. And then you could ask me some questions because you catch me right after a bad game in a bad situation, I'm liable to say anything.
This is why being an athlete is like being a politician to a degree, right? You always have to.
That's fair.
You have to keep your own emotions close to the chest, right? Close to the vest. And not let your true feelings come out all the time because it can lead to these type of things. That was a simple blunder. I wouldn't apologize if I were Justin Fields, but I'm glad that he did because this whole thing was stupid in my opinion. That's not what he meant. He meant work on the field. He didn't mean that everyday blue-collar people don't work hard to pay for their tickets to come there to games. It was a quick blunder that should be over and done with, and I'm glad he did it the whole conversation.
Justin Fields is pretty sharp enough to know that as mature as he is, this is part of the maturation process when it comes to being an NFL quarterback and the face of an organization. If this is the worst thing that he's going to do this season, Justin Fields is going to be okay. Whoever got their underwear in a bunch about this, that's a you problem.